Here I am at the Rainbow Gathering in Taos, New Mexico. The skies are cloudy, but there's no rainbow without the rain. I'm here with Tariah. She was lovely enough to share whatever she wants to right now. What's going on, Tariah?
Just processing my experience from this gathering. It's been really beautiful, really transformative.
Well, what drew you here to this specific gathering, not the rainbow in general?
Well, I was in Idaho last year, and this is the place that there was the consensus to have it, so kind of felt that this was the legit gathering.
So, do you remember the first time you ever learned about the rainbow?
Yeah, actually, one of my old partners and I, we wanted to travel together, and so we bought a little camper for a pickup truck, and the guy that we bought it from, he brought up how I'd gone to all these rainbow gatherings, and we were like, what's a rainbow gathering? And he was like, you'll find your way home, and he didn't tell us anything else about it.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, and then a year later, like after traveling for a year together, then we went to a music festival together, and we met somebody that knew about the rainbow gathering and where it was going to be, and gave us the Love Light hotline, and so we found it. We found our way home.
So what was your first impression when you did find it? I know ACAP is always the first impression, so you're like, huh?
It actually wasn't that bad. Like, when we got there, people welcomed us, and
oh, they're so nice.
yeah, our hearts were really open and ready to receive whatever it was that was about to offer itself to us.
So you automatically felt like you're at home?
Yeah.
It wasn't like a transition, it just bam.
Yeah, we were prepared. We were just like, we were ready. We've been, this has been waiting. We heard about it a year prior, and it just seemed really aligned.
Now, Tariah, are you a full-time traveler?
Yeah.
What draws you to the life of travel? Have you always been interested? Like, did you plan any of this as a little girl? Like, putting flowers in your hair, just imagining? Or?
Actually, what initially drew me to traveling was I grew up in a pretty small town, so I just really wanted to explore things beyond it. And when I was 18, one of my best friends and we went to New York City, and it was, I have different ideas of the city now, but then it was really romantic and beautiful, and just different culture than what I was used to. And I just decided after that, I was like, I need to travel and just like see more culture and experience the connections. It feels like an opportunity for the universe to really align my path in the correct way, whereas like if we're stationary in one place or not living in our most enriching life, it feels kind of like we're taking away the possibility to have beautiful things align for us. When you're traveling, you're opening up so many possibilities to learn and grow and meet amazing people, make amazing connections.
Yeah, it's kind of like the difference between drinking from like a bubbling brook and a stagnant little swamp.
Yeah, for sure.
There's got to be some type of flow at least.
Yeah.
At least in my opinion. So, did you travel much growing up as a kid with your family?
Well, I didn't really have a stable like home life till I was like 7. I kind of would couch hop and stuff with my mom, and yeah, and even though it wasn't like the most ideal environments, it was still exciting.
Yeah.
And so it was
something
like
new.
Yeah, so I guess this part of me always felt drawn to like go new places, because I always felt like I could be just this different version of myself, because I was never going to see people again, or I could just be more expressive, rather than like a lot of people I think are suppressed because it's, everyone knows each other, and it's like if you create some kind of impression, it's like stuck on you, and then you have to like work through that to like not identify with that part of yourself anymore,
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So, what are some of the passions that you bring to the table out here? I see you drumming a lot, I see you dancing. I'm sure there's more.
Yeah, it's different every year. I have a different intention, and like depending on where I'm at in my journey. This year, I was just really dedicating to holding space for healing to occur, even the challenging experiences and obstacles. yeah, just being fully in the present moment and not restraining any emotions, just letting it all be and accepting it all for what it is.
Awesome. So just your passion is just being you, just being.
Yeah, just being and accepting people for being, even if it doesn't necessarily resonate with me. I trust that, we have all gravitated each other into our lives for a reason, to learn something from each other. So even if it's hard or you don't want to accept it, there's something to learn from everyone.
Yeah, that's awesome. So I saw you on Shasta and on the solstice.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, for sure.
Oh.
And you did something with the ceremony with one of your braids. Do you care to share about that?
Yeah.
I know it probably can't be easy because it has a lot of meaning to you.
Yeah. Basically, I had been considering releasing my hair for a few years. It just seemed really exhilarating to just not have something to hide behind or identify with. And so I was just like, okay. But I wasn't quite ready until recently, and I felt like I was in a secure enough place with myself to really embody the beauty and the joy within me rather than the external. And so I just made the decision one day. I was like, I feel like it's my time, and had a whole ceremony around it. I did 4 braids for the 4 directions, cut them off, and had a friend of mine shave it off, and it was very, very bald. It's grown a little bit now, but...
What did you go through? Was it a visceral feeling? Was it like an emotional release? I'd imagine you might have cried, and I'm sorry, but...
Actually, I thought I was going to be more emotional about it, but I was so prepared and ready for it because I'd been waiting to do it for so long, it felt like. So when it was actually my time, it was so divine because, like, I have this oracle journal. It's like it's an Alana Fairchild oracle, like Mary Magdalene journal, and every few pages there's like a maybe like a meditation that you can read, or like a little quote or something. And I flipped open to the next blank page to journal the morning that I shaved my head, and the meditation that I flipped to was death and rebirth. And so it just seemed really perfect because I was ready for that death to release. Sounds like some things are going on over there, but I was just ready for that release, and I had a lot of fun with it. Like once we cut it and it was just short, we like shaved the middle so I looked like an old man, and we were joking around with it. Yeah, just like just being so silly and laughing a lot.
It feels cool though, like when you rub it. I don't shave my head often, but especially like the first weekend.
Yeah, it's like Velcro.
And when people touch your head, it's a whole other feeling.
Yeah, it's so sensitive. But yeah, and so it's just really been an opportunity for me to step into my power in a way that's not so physical, and just accepting myself more internally.
Unfortunately, you got plenty of other physical beauty flowing through. It's not just your hair. So.
I know, but it was one of them.
I'm just being funny.
Yeah.
So I see you dancing a lot out there, like crazy. Have you always been into dancing?
Yeah, ever since I remember my first rainbow gathering was 4 years ago, and I remember seeing this sister, and she was just so in her power and dancing around the fire, and she had a little son I was observing the way he was watching her. He was probably like 2, and he was just so in love with his mother, and I thought it was one of the most beautiful things I'd ever seen. I had to tell her because I don't think she noticed. I went over to her and shared, and it really inspired me to like explore those parts of myself. And as soon as I did, it was, it was a trance. I just will go into it, and it's just expressing and transmuting, like whether it's the energies around the fire, maybe some things aren't fully like aligned or harmonized, and sometimes it helps to just like process it through dancing or drumming.
Cool. I'm high energy, and I'm really learning that it's a fun way to release that energy.
Yeah, and to because a lot of times like I would receive compliments or things from people or like men after I would be dancing, and it would like kind of make me uncomfortable because I was like, I don't know, because I'm just trying to like dance and be free and express, but then it's like I know that people are watching me, so it's almost like it's something I have to accept. It's like you're part of like that like show for people, and so I've come to like accept it now, and I appreciate the love and compliments. But there was a point where I was like, maybe I shouldn't dance because then like
You feel
know,
like hypersexualized or something.
Yeah, totally.
Which isn't a good feeling, I'm
Yeah,
sure.
definitely not. But you can transmute that through dancing too.
I definitely felt hypersexualized while dancing.
Yeah.
And I liked it.
Yeah.
Just kidding. Just kidding. All right, so through your process of healing, what are some types of impact that you'd like to spread? Or you like to think that you are spreading in the process of spreading while you're going through your own personal growth?
Just understanding that with compassion that we're all on our healing journey, and even if I'm here and maybe somebody's going through something that I've already been through, it doesn't mean that that's not an opportunity for more stuff to be brought up for me to work through it again, because there's reasons that these things are repetitive and keep coming up. And yeah, just being open and not being closed-minded to the fact that I think I've healed something totally, because things always, like, a lot of the times things resurface in different ways with different people and experiences, and yeah, just holding space for that and appreciating the journey and knowing that it's always going to be okay. We'll always get through it.
That's awesome. Yeah, I can definitely feel you and your impact spreading through those things, through your intent. All right, so I have one more question. I like to ask hard ones, but this one's not super hard and it's very fun. So if you had like unlimited resources from like some benefactor and like an army of people to make it happen, what type of camp would you want to make at Rainbow with which intention?
I would love to create a medicinal plant medicine like cafe, kind of, not necessarily like psychedelics or anything like that, more just like medicinal herbs and things for like immune systems, and you know, maybe people are going through a rough patch and are feeling a little depressed, to be able to bring a tea to like help them through that, and work with the plants and have like meditations around certain plants and like very intentional workshops and stuff, and to share the knowledge and the wisdom of the earth, because there's so much medicine all around us, and you know, I think that we don't need to like go so far outside of ourselves to receive that medicine. It's really close to us. Like these Indian paintbrushes, if you pick these little green things, you can suck, and it's so sweet.
Plus, I think I've said it on videos before, but the doctrine of signatures, which is the idea that the plants are speaking to us through coded form, that their role in the ecosystem and environment shows us what they use, but also the colors and shape of their petals. So this is good for blood and it's good for heavy menstrual flow. You make a tea from it. So women that are suffering through pain and cramps and menstrual flow, and I think it might even help with anemia.
Wow.
What's also interesting is that what's the color of the root chakra?
Red.
I don't know.
So would you dry them in the flowers and
if you want
make
to
tea with
preserve
the
it for
flowers?
later, you can use it fresh though. But yeah, I mean, that's interesting that it's called the doctrine of signatures. But yeah, they're talking to us with their patterns. They are us, in my opinion. So I'm on board.
Cool.
I'm one of those hands that would help you. We just got to find the benefactor.
Yeah, totally. I would love to do it. I tried to do it last year. I came with a group of people from Shasta, and we were going to call it Shastafari Cafe.
Ooh.
And
I'm on board.
Yeah, I had like a bunch of big bags of herbs, and you know, even wouldn't even need to really bring that many herbs if you're in a place where there are a bunch of medicinal herbs already. Like all the little tips of the pine trees, like those are really high in vitamin C. You can make teas with those, and
the pitch, the sap is good for tooth issues. It's an antimicrobial, antifungal. It'll like, I had a compacted wisdom tooth thing just recently, and I just packed some in there.
Nice.
And it ran away in a day.
Wow.
It was like 2 weeks of just solid pain, and just within a day it disappeared.
Wow. Yeah. So.
And like, how much knowledge can we all share? If we all
do, yeah. We all have so much to learn from each other, you know.
We don't even need the internet up here.
I know. We figure it out.
Yeah. Well, I'm on board, and I love the fact that you're still willing to share.
Yeah.
And thank you. I'm blessed to have gotten to meet you, Tariah.
Thank you.
Thank you.